SHIRO Saturn SHIRO!
Hey everybody.
Welcome.
What is this? Jazz hands? Happy Friday,
happy
SHIRO
hands.
show. I'm
Happy
Saturn
Friday.
Dave.
Jazz Hand Friday.
Happy Friday, hands.
Who do I have here with me?
Patrick.
And Anthrax.
Is it just Patrick now? You're eschewing the Trainoco?
Patrick,
No, that's
he's
still
got
me.
a suit
I'm
and tie
both.
on.
Call me whatever you want, yeah.
I'll call
My
you.
name is Sir Patrick.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to SHIRO show.
Happy Friday.
I'm back. Glad
to have you.
I was out last week, but it was fun.
It's like AC/DC's Back in Black, but except AC/DC is garbage and Dave's good, so.
Oh, jeez.
Say it. You hate
Shots fired. We're 60
AC/DC?
seconds into the show.
Really?
Not a fan of it.
Really? I mean, I can get down with AC/DC.
I mean, I could listen to it, but it's like, I don't know, it's like basic. It's like, oh, cool, it's the same song again.
Well, sure, it's basic, but it's great for like arena rock. You know, it's great for like sporting events. You know, it's always like Hell's Bells or, you know, Thunderstruck.
energy.
You know, when the team is coming out and like breaking through. No, you don't. No, you don't get it.
After
Pat's too cerebral for that.
Ever since I got into jazz, I became super elitist with music.
Oh my God, I'm such an equal opportunity offender. I'm trying to think like if there's any genres that I just can't get with. I don't know. I'm sure you could find something.
What about
If
the
any of
guttural
you
singing ones like
are
"Wow,
AC/DC fans, let us know in the chat how wrong Pat is in his AC/DC hating.
Oh, he's wrong.
Or if you agree with me and think they're basic and boring.
No, you don't have to
yes.
let him know that you agree with him.
Well,
That would just pump up Zico too
sometimes
much.
basic is not a bad thing, you know. Sometimes basic is just, you know, like
Sometimes you just want some junk food
sometimes
in your music.
exactly. There you go.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of like the rock equivalent of junk food, but it's loud. It can, you know, get the energy going. Let me say hi to everybody in chat here. We got Analog Black Sheep first. He was in first. We got Dragons of Saturn, followed up by Wiener
He's
Bob.
required to keep me updated on all the new stuff on Summer Games Fest. That's
Everybody's
his new job because
Supersonic Racing. That's or everyone's Supersonic Race. I believe it's everybody's Supersonic Racing Analog.
Yeah.
Tisk tisk.
Wait, which ball are you playing? Hopefully it's the best one, which is Vegas, New Vegas.
Neil Henderson, Tales of Saturn, Captain Hawden, Christian Marte, Moose Tracks is here, Stone Man, Pudgy Bunny. We got Dan I gotta just skip past you when like, you know what
Renoco, Danthrax. Who's that doing?
it's a holdover. Paul Bort is here. We also got Slowcoin, if I didn't say it. Colin Pierce. Who else? Cerulean and Ray are here. Shadow Mask is here. So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
be
you.
sure
to
watching.
give us a thumbs up if you care to do. Oh, Albert AM25 just got here, so we can start the party.
Nice. Yes.
Nice. Perfect.
So what you guys up to this week? This past couple weeks?
I'm just dealing with some family stuff, but besides that, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fan stuff here and there.
Mm-hmm. Any game
Well, you
stuff?
almost passed out from the heat because it's super hot
no,
in
I was
Arizona.
yeah, it's like
fun.
113 here. I went out to go eat and like I walked to my car. I was like, why am I dying already? It's like I walked like 5 feet to my car. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah,
I'm glad you didn't pass out.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
No,
No, I'm glad you didn't.
oh, I was like, I thought you said I'm glad you did. I was like, dang.
No, I'm glad you did not pass out. No shots fired.
How could you? But it was really good.
Anything else? Game related or otherwise?
Game related? No, I don't think I've played a single game. I've just been watching Delicious in Dungeon.
Nice.
Bo just got in. Burning Rangers go. Burning Rangers go.
Burning butt.
Well,
What's up, Dan?
I suffered my first loss in the Netlink tournament that we have going on.
Oh, really?
I won my first 3 matchups, and then I went up against Gregory Rasputin, who is an absolute beast at Puzzle Bobble.
Puzzle Bobble 3, yeah.
Yeah, Puzzle Bobble 3 is the game we're playing in the tournament. Did
the Dan versus Dan thing happen?
Not yet. The Dan versus Dan matchup is now set in stone. It's going to be me against Dan Retrospectors. Now I'm at the top of the losers bracket.
I gotcha.
So, and Dan Retrospectors up against me next. So, whichever one of us wins,
he's really good.
Has to go up against Gregory.
Okay.
So if I beat Dan, I have to play Gregory again. And if I manage to beat Gregory, which I do not have much hope of doing because, man, he kicked my ass.
Is that right?
If I have to beat him, then I have to beat him again because it is still a double elimination tournament. If he only loses once, even if it's the finals, like that's okay. He gets another shot at it. So
yeah,
I think beat him.
Retrospectors
probably has it in the can, but Dan Retrospectors might pull it out too. Who knows?
He's really good.
Either way,
I will say that he plays it off.
So I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, he plays it off like he's not, or like he's like, oh yeah, like he was so casual about it. I'm like, you're really good at this, aren't you? You're not revealing how good you are at this game. No, but yeah, Shadow Mouse is like, I knew I was toast within 10 seconds. I did my best, but like, and we had a pretty good connection. That was the one I was telling you about where we had a terrible connection and then we just decided to reboot everything and then we had a great connection. And it was almost too fast. It was like so fast that I was like, might have just been jarring from going from like incredibly slow to like perfectly good. But yeah, I was like having trouble keeping up. And no, he was really good. So yeah, I think I might have won like 1 or 2 rounds with him out of like 3 whole matches. So yeah, good luck.
Rasputin's not allowed to be good at that many games.
But I mean, I understand you're pretty good too, Dan.
Yeah, it's either Virtual On or like Puzzle Bobble. Pick one, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't good enough to beat him. I beat him the very first set of 3. And but the connection was really crappy, so we agreed, okay, well, let's try to like connect later on. Oh wait, no, that was my match before. No, I think I did win 1 match against Gregory, but he won the other 2. So congrats to him. He did great
at 2 games.
Yeah, and then we were like, do you want to play something else? He asked me. I'm like, yeah, sure, I guess. What do you want to play? And I think we settled on Virtual On, which I'm not good at Virtual On. I don't know how to play. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Greg's the one I lost in Virtual On.
Yeah, well, yeah, I found out pretty quickly. He's quite good at Virtual On, and he kicked my ass at that game too. And I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with losing. Bye. Have a good night.
You're like, this is.
But it was, it was good times. We
get those dollies, Gregory. Let's play some Warhammer 40K and Smash.
Speaking of being bad at games, I have a funny story. It's my son has been stream. It's funny how kids these days would rather watch Let's Plays of a game than actually play the game. I often will tell him, I'll be like, I have this game. You want to just fire it up and play it? He's like, no, I'm good. Like he would rather watch some dude live stream.
It's less stressful,
I guess,
to watch someone else.
But it's just like it's so passive. So he's been watching. He's been watching a playthrough of what is it, Mario 64, right?
Yeah.
And I, every once in a while I walk through the room and I'm seeing him watch this playthrough, and it just kind of inspired me. I was like, I'm gonna dust off the N64 and try my hand at it, right? And man, like my worst enemy is that camera, like because it's just like I fall off ledges. It's like the control feels really pretty tight, especially for the time. Like if you take into consideration when it came out and how like nascent it was in terms of just 3D platforming, it's incredible. but the camera, as everyone knows, is kind of, you know, the downfall of that game. But yeah, so I've been playing through, getting stars, you know, beating Bowser. It's been fun. And you know,
Which one you playing?
Mario 64 on my
oh, nice.
on my Nintendo 64, and I've got it set. So I've got, you know, my two CRTs side by side here, and the Wii is connected to the other one. So I've got Junie out here playing with me, and she'll play it on the Wii Virtual Console version, which I admit looks much sharper.
Playing Mario.
So yeah, we're playing like side by side, and she's kind of copying me, and she's like, you know, she's like 5, almost 6. She loves it, and so she's learning kind of, you know, the mechanics of a 3D platformer that way, and she's, you know, learning how to use the wing cap and everything like that. So no, she really likes it. But yeah, it's a.
You need to teach her how to BLJ.
Excuse me.
Backwards long jump.
Oh yeah, no, she knows. You hold down Z. Oh wait, backwards
The
long
lingo.
jump.
Yeah,
She knows how to do the.
Yeah, BLJing.
Okay.
That's when you.
Right,
that's
when you
when
go
you,
up the stairs, like when you do like
Yeah,
the.
and you can get past the first door without the key.
Yeah, we'll get there at some point.
Okay, we need to. You need to teach her.
Need to teach
Interswap
her.
Among Us are becoming publishers. Oh, did they announce Among Us 2? Sorry. I
Oh
was talking
really?
about
They're
Anthony.
becoming publishers, huh?
Yeah,
That's
Analog giving us summer game updates here in chat.
Yeah. No. Thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, it
Yes,
is
okay.
kind of amazing. Like, it is amazing how much young kids who are far beyond, you know, being attached to that generation at all. I mean, like kids my son's age, 10 years old, who, and I mean, he asked me like, when did this game come out? I'm like 96, and he's just like, whoa, that's old.
Whoa,
but like, he still
that's
thinks
old.
he still thinks it's cool. He still thinks it's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got kids who engage with Tetris, you know, which came out in what, 85?
Dude,
Was it
85?
85?
I remember playing the NES when I was younger, and that came out way before I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might be kind of like, you know, appreciating movies that came out decades before you
absolutely.
came out.
Like,
You know,
if
if it's good, it's
If
good.
it's good,
And,
it's
like,
good.
Really,
Yeah.
when we start getting into, you know, the 8-bit video game era, like, I feel like games started to become, if they're made well, started to become more timeless, just because we finally were getting just enough fidelity with the hardware that you can make some good engaging experiences. So like, yeah, that's cool. That makes sense that like your kids would you know, be into old games. It's sort of like appreciating, you know, the classic film or classic novel or something.
Yeah, that's actually an excellent point too, because like Casablanca, for example, I'm of the opinion that that's such a classic, and it's such a well-made movie. Citizen Kane, you know, and I don't mean to sound like an art snob. Like, I just think those movies are really. I think those movies are really well made, and they kind of stand the test of time. There are other movies that I love. I'm a big fan of cinema, and there's other movies that I love that are kind of like junk food, like you were talking with music. Like Hackers, for example. It's completely of the era. It's completely shit, right? But I love that movie.
Was so bad, man.
But then again, I'm a
Just
product
the
of
other
that
day.
generation. You know, I was a 90s kid. So, and I was
Right.
there at the birth of the internet and you know, old Macintosh computers and you know, floppy trying to write a file to a floppy disk and waiting for it to, you know, the tension that you would have in those movies where I'm trying to copy a file. Granted, there's a ton of BS in there that's like completely not real, not realistic.
I'd say.
But the point is, it's like a junk food movie that I love because it's a 90s movie, and but it doesn't relate. I don't think that kids or people from all different generations are going to look back at that and say, "Oh, that's a classic," you know, or that,
Hey,
that's
you know what?
you know.
Well, I never get to the hackers camp. All I'm saying is that I think Swordfish is a bit superior, and all I'm saying is that
You've
Halle
said this
Berry,
before.
That one's real.
But see, okay,
All
it's
I'm
fine.
saying,
Yeah.
people that watch Swordfish know what I'm talking about. That
Sure.
was real.
If anything, I think Swordfish is probably more is closer to like real hacking than Hackers, you know.
Exactly.
But yeah, you know, it's like what's like a similar, like some games on the 3DO I think are kind of like the equivalent. Like I can appreciate them and I look back on them fondly with nostalgia, but other folks are just like, no, that's kind of trash. But Super Mario 64, it's like it doesn't matter how old you are, it almost seems objectively good, you know, because it was so well made. And I think there are other examples of that on different consoles, like, you know,
Sure.
Personally, I think Knights is that way. I don't know. There's a Sega Rally I think is pick up and play regardless of the generation. But anyway, yeah. Any other? Do you think?
I guess I would say that Sky Target would be like my junk food Saturn
Sky
game.
Target is totally.
Most people think it's junky, and I admit that
Even
it's not
Saturn
the greatest game in the world, but I still like playing it.
Yes.
Still a lot of fun. Great music.
Although,
yeah, I'm trying to think what my junk game would be. Maybe Counter-Strike, like Counter-Strike Source, like because it's maybe I don't know.
Well, what would be your food Saturn game?
Junk food Saturn game. Yeah. Probably that's just bad. You know, I don't know. I actually do not know. It's the game. Maybe I don't know.
Mr. Bones.
I can think about it. Yeah.
No, that's just garbage.
But I mean, like,
loves to hate.
So you love Fighting Vipers, Dan, and I feel like when people pick that up and play it, it's usually like unanimously positive reaction to just how solid
really
the mechanics are. Yeah.
Say this is a trash game.
If anything, you just don't hear people talking about it at all because it's so undersung. It flies under the radar compared to like VF2 and stuff like that. But I mean, the point is, it's like a game like Bulk Slash. Like people pick that up and they're like, "Wow, it doesn't really matter when this was made. Like this is so cool, right?" You know, most people. It's a good game. A good game is a good game. You know. But yeah, it's Area 51 and Maximum Force. Yeah, those are definitely of the time.
I like Area 51 a lot.
It is.
That's cheating. That's cheating because it's on the arcade. But if I had to pick one, probably Game Tengoku.
Game Tengoku. You don't think that's held up?
That's not. Yeah, that's not a trashy game. That's a good game.
A lot of people feel like it's a pretty underwhelming shoot 'em up.
Really? I mean, I guess it's not like the most heralded shmup, but it's.
Yeah.
I don't think it's considered like trash. I don't know.
Like I wouldn't say trash, but it's like underrated. Yeah.
Based on so like Mansion of Hidden Souls, which we just talked about, that's totally junk food. Like that is totally like
not a great game.
I honestly, I love it, and I think that it's vibing, but I think that it's like hard to sell. Whereas I think if people like objectively sit down with Lunacy, there's enough artistry there that they'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. Like this is kind of neat. This is special. Because they did such a better job with it. But like, you know, it's kind of hard to sell Mansion of Hidden Souls unless you're just like, you've got to collect every long box, or you just have to play every Saturn game. Yeah, I'm looking at my shelf to see what else would constitute Saturn junk food.
Oh, I know two of them that I didn't think of. Hang On GP, which I really liked.
Okay.
And and then the Initial D racing game.
Oh yeah, both of those are pretty junky. Yeah, that's good. But you kind of yeah, you're right.
The Eurobeat mix.
He Joe, your buddy Joe RPG fan is a huge fan of Hang On GP as well. Like he swears by that game. So you know something, Pat. You're onto something.
Anarchy in the Nippon. Oh, I agree. That one as junky, but that one actually is really fun.
It is really fun.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
It's kind of a harder. It's a tougher sell.
Nippon and Shadow Mask said Sonic R is his junk food game.
Yeah,
which I can kind of see that, you know, because it's not a great racing game.
Right.
It's pretty rough in the control department. There's not a ton of content. You know, it's 5 whole levels, but
it is like if you love it,
has some fun there.
Right. If you love it, you love it, and there's actually a ton to enjoy there. But does it transcend generations? Like, can everyone kind of resonate with it? I don't think so. It's a tough one. But you know those games where you just pick it up and you're just like, wow, blown away. Like this is such a good, well-made game. I feel like Shining Force 3 is like that. Like graphics aside, you know, which the graphics have aged a little rough, but I mean the game is just so solid and well made that it's a lot of fun. And there may be other Dragon Force, as good as it is, you still have to like explain people how to like get into it, because a lot of people just don't get it from the hop. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of good dragon games on the Saturn though. Dragon Force, Panzer Dragoon.
It's a big dragon system.
Crush Your Face. You know, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, please.
Actually, there you go. As hype as it is, and as kind of maybe like, I don't know, the whole price of it and everything like that, I think Panzer Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon Zwei, and Panzer Dragoon Saga kind of sell themselves. I think those are games where you fire them up and you're like, wow, this is a showpiece for the console. It's relatable. I don't think it matters how old you are or what generation you're from. But yeah, so anyway, we can move on to the news if you guys
Sure.
want to. Yeah.
I just want to say that I agree with Dynakin saying that you need to channel your inner Sonic to get that control to work. Man, Sonic R's controls are hard to do.
You got to jump a lot. That's the thing is it's funny because the way
you gotta use those shoulder buttons.
Yeah,
too.
and that the way they made it is that you can turn in midair. So if you jump and use the shoulder buttons, you can turn and go the other direction. So it's like I play that game just jumping a lot and then turn and using the shoulder buttons like you said, and it's just becomes so much more playable. But you need the 3D control pad for that. And you can't be afraid to go off the beaten path. Like you actually need to kind of like make your own path through the course that kind of veers off of the actual like dirt path or whatever, because you go through the village and then you cut a line through the hidden, I don't know, the hidden cave village or whatever. And so like you almost make your own line through that course and it just becomes so much more playable. But anyway, William Anderson says, ordered my Saru. Still waiting for it to show up.
Get that Saru going.
That's why Sonic R would be a great monthly challenge game. I want to see some crazy new pathing choices. Yeah, that would be interesting. You'd have to have people like live stream it though, so you could really appreciate what they're doing.
The problem with that is that I would just come to realize how bad I am at it compared to folks like Double Time, who's literally good at every game. I'm just kidding. I would still enjoy it actually. You never need an excuse to play Sonic R. It's fun.
Well, speaking of the monthly community challenge, it did end last week. So congrats to I think it was Private Eye won like all the main categories. So
yeah,
he is a pinball master,
pinball wizard. He's the ball master.
Master of the balls.
Cecil Harvey, Cecil Harvey was
testicular contortionist. That's it.
He worked on a story about it. It wasn't done in time for the show, so we'll have it for next week. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you to Wiener Bob for the $4.99. Dave, is wearing pajama pants to the store budget or buttery?
Depends on. Or do you live in San Diego? Because here we play it fast and loose. Like I've worn my sweats and hopped in the car and gotten some beer or gotten some, I don't know.
Sounds like the sounds like the term that I use when I wear really baggy pants with no underwear on.
Let's put it this way: it is totally budget. It's totally budget. But am I guilty of it? Hell yeah! Like I've put on sweatpants and just run over to we have a grocery outlet that's like, I don't know, a quarter of a mile from my house. Really close, and you could just run over there, grab some ice cream, or I don't know, grab a 6-pack.
I did that all the time. Like when I lived in my old place, there was like a CVS next to my house. I would go and get like ice cream and stuff.
Here's the real question: How about sweatpants and Crocs?
That's budget. That's hella budget.
That's hella budget. That's almost Walmart.
Dead.
That's like people of Walmart territory, right?
Yeah, that's people Walmart. Hell yeah.
I'm not saying I've done that, but I do have I got a pair of Crocs as a gift.
Do?
Yeah, no, I didn't buy them for myself, but a friend like gave them to me. They're rainbow Crocs as kind of like a joke. And the joke's on him because I actually end up wearing them as my house shoes. Just like if I need to go out on the porch and grab something or going around the house.
You said it's Pride Month every day of the year.
Yeah, so I've got this very, I'll show you here. And I'm wearing them right now, actually. Rainbow Crocs, like Jacob Collier here.
Here we go. Shoe wear reveal.
There you go.
I need to get some rainbow ones so I can say it's Pride Month every day of the year.
Yeah.
I think you should have saved your footwear reveal for a Patreon exclusive, Dave.
Can I show my feet off on air, or is that
only for
Please
Patreon?
Please don't.
Patreon exclusive.
Just the bottom of my feet.
Subscribe with the $5
I literally, it would do nothing
fee.
for me, but apparentally some people.
Yeah. We got some freaks in the chat.
$10 you get Dave's
Sega Saturn Freak Show. Because there's gonna be some feet licking in this show.
Okay, that's going too far.
Alrighty,
I gotta go.
We're off to a wonderful start here.
The news.
Yeah. What is up in the Saturn scene?
Pat. I would laugh so hard if somebody wiki feeded me if I did that.
Yes.
I would just die laughing.
Did you guys cover Fighters Megamix last week?
Yeah,
we did.
We did.
Oh, you did? Okay, so then we're starting with Bo Bales.
Yeah, your story on
the man,
on another Bo Bales discovery
the
myth,
Pat, the legend.
This is less of a discovery and more of he like kind of engineered this patch, right?
I mean, it's also a discovery. It's crazy. Like I didn't. I'm learning about this from him. I had no idea. He discovered the 2-player versus mode a while ago, right? But the 2-player co-op mode, I didn't even know that existed.
I thought he found that too.
Okay,
maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But
yeah, maybe you just forgot. I mean,
maybe I forgot because I know like months, years. A while ago, he went ahead and gave us the the versus mode, right? Where you could run around and do versus. But then this co-op mode is just crazy. Maybe this is something that Shadow Mask says news to him too. So I'm not the only one.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
But yeah, so this is crazy. So Sonic Team was working. They were always working apparently on some kind of 2-player concept. But what it was going to be was kind of like at first, according to this 1997 Sega Saturn retailers meeting video, kind of shows off evidence of 2 players right here. You can see their Show and Tillis there together doing kind of co-op play, and that I guess at some point got turned into the versus mode, which is this article from OSSM talks about. We speculated a couple months previously, 2-player mode takes on the form of a virtual on-style battle. So they went with like the battle kind of thing, which is similar to what they did in Knights. Like in Knights, they had kind of like a half-baked 2-player mode where essentially Knights could battle Riala, in this thing. And my brother and I used to do like synchronized flying. We used to just like not even use it for what it was for, because kids try to find new ways to like break the game or like play the game. And but yeah, it was very half-baked in Knights. And so I imagine that kind of like informed their plans for Burning Rangers, because there's a lot of the DNA that continues on in all the Sonic Team games. I just want to read Bo's comments. Like, co-op was found in the prototype. Yeah, but it didn't work. Okay. So yeah, at some point they pivoted from the co-op to the versus mode, which funny enough didn't get released as it is. The versus mode ended up being hidden on the retail release, and Bo gave us that. And if that wasn't good enough, then he went ahead and gave us this co-op mode, baby. Which is really amazing. Game? It is.
Is this 4 levels?
4 missions. You got mission 1. Player 2 is Lead Phoenix. Mission 2, you're either Show or Tillis, just opposite of player 1. Mission 3, Big Landman. And then mission 4, you're again Show or Tillis. And this is basically decided based on the textures that are simultaneously available in each mission. Bo says,
thank you for the £5. Really do appreciate you guys. Love to
Thank
chill
you,
with a
Jiggle.
live show.
Yeah.
Always very welcoming vibes. Hugs from the UK.
Many hugs.
You,
hopefully we visit there soon. We'll do
Thanks,
UK
Jiggle.
tour.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I was just telling my wife was just telling me, like, do you want to go to the UK? There's like cheap tickets right now. There's some kind of a deal right now going on for the month of September and October, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to PRG. So I don't think I can get that much time off of work. But maybe in the spring or something like that.
I'll be down. We'll sync it up. You do stuff with your wife, and I'll hang out with Dan. I'll live in his house.
There you go. You can just crash on his couch.
Exactly. Just don't mind me, mate. Just taking a load off on your couchy wouchy.
Okay, he'll kick you out if you try to do that accent.
So this is funny because Bo says ironically the co-op is way more polished than the versus mode, which
that is funny.
I thought that was the case too. Like the versus mode definitely seems half baked, and you can definitely kind of see why they just left it out, because there just wasn't enough to it. And this co-op mode actually seemed pretty fleshed out. And it's actually, it's what did I said that it was kind of remarkable and impressive that and I'd love Bo to clarify this or confirm, but he actually found this also squirreled away on the final release, right? The co-op mode. I know that it was in the prototype, but I thought I understood that the code for this, what you found it in the official retail release, just really, really hidden, or is that not true? Please comment on that in the comments so I can make sure that I don't get that wrong. But yeah, I mean, essentially, he was able to restore, and there was enough of it there, enough code there to be able to restore this co-op mode, and it's playable, although somewhat janky. He says, I can see why they scrapped it. It's finicky and fragile. Both players can stay on screen if they're working together with the goal of staying on screen. Yeah, all the code is there. He did confirm all the code was there in the retail. So it's funny, not only this early code, but even the versus code that they pivoted to, and then ultimately left it all out of the game. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
I need some clarification on how is this patch. I believe, from testing, it was just if you patch the game, this is what you're playing, the co-op mode, right? It's not like a menu option. And folks were asking, is it possible to make it a menu option in the game so that you could just have this version, be your end all version of Burning Rangers, but with the additional menu option? And I'm not sure.
I'm really excited for this. Like, I really hope. I imagine we're going to show this off at PRGE this year, right?
We definitely should. Yeah, absolutely.
We definitely be showing this off. So if you were going to PRGE and want a friend to play this with, because I know we don't have a lot of friends, would you like to play it with us? We'll play with you.
Oh, just press A. Just press A on controller 2. Okay. Oh, so nice. Yeah, like folks. So then, is it safe to say that there's no reason why folks shouldn't just replace their copy of Burning Rangers on their ODEs with this, and just have this be like the definitive version of Burning Rangers? What's really stunning about this is, if anybody has watched like Low Score Boy's video on like how the Saturn does graphics, and it talks about how anti-logical Burning Rangers is, how it kind of does everything backwards in terms of how it draws to the frame buffer, and just how much it's kind of pushing the Saturn. It's crazy that they were actually able to get this working, and that based on the footage that I see, Bo put together kind of like a little trailer here, kind of showing it off. It like works so good, and the frame rate stays up, and it's aside from it being a little jarring when you lose someone off screen, look, I mean, good. It looks good. It looks like Burning Rangers. It's like a showpiece for the Saturn.
So it looks like a Wiener Bob had a question. So Pat, is getting a pizza split in half with different toppings on each half because you can't agree with a single topping, budget or buttery?
Thank you for the $4.99.
Yes, thank you for the $4.
Thank you. Yeah.
The $5.
We might be able to buy a pizza with all of the money that we've got here
today. Yeah. But no, actually, that actually does happen a lot, because my sister does not like any toppings but cheese pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my sister does not, and I like everything pizza. So we're regularly be like, yeah, let's just do a half and half pizza, so that way my sister can have her cheese and I can have my everything on it.
It's totally budget though.
Is it budget or butter?
It is budget. Buttery would be just buying two pizzas with different toppings, but yes,
it definitely is budget. Yeah,
it's definitely budget. Then again, maybe you're watching your weight. Maybe you just don't want that much pizza.
There's a lot of pizza though. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? Yes, pineapple on pizza works.
I love pineapple on pizza.
Nay for me.
Oh, I love it.
I don't like pineapple on anything. I don't like pineapple in general.
We got pizza? Didn't we get that, Dave? We got like a slice of pineapple each for, I think, when we went to PRGE.
When we went to, did we have pizza at PRGE?
Yeah, the first time we went to that pizza place.
Oh, we went to that pizza place. Well, if I went to a pizza place, there's a good chance that I got pineapple on it. Yeah.
Is that like your favorite topping?
I like I'm again, like when it comes to pizza, I'm not gonna say no to like any. There's a place by my house, and they do an amazing Philly cheesesteak pizza, and it's awesome. They do a Korean barbecue pizza that's incredible. It has like jalapenos on it and has like the swirl of Korean barbecue. I don't think it has kimchi on it, but it's got something that maybe it does, like little flecks of kimchi. I don't know. It's really good. So I don't know. I know it's like sacrilege. Like if you go to New York, I'd probably just get a, I don't know, pepperoni pizza.
I'll get pepperoni.
Because I wouldn't want to be like stoned.
Yeah. Pudgy Bunny says in chat, pineapple tries to kill you with enzymes when you eat it. That's true. Pineapple tries to kill you. Keep that in mind.
And guess who wins that battle?
Okay. Yeah, I win that battle. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, no. Yeah, I like this the old bacon and pineapple. It's salty and sweet. It's good.
Canadian bacon pineapple or just bacon and pineapple?
Well, like I'm not a big fan of Canadian bacon, to be honest, but I like bacon bits or like, real bacon. Yeah, the Canadian bacon, it has this like sulfurous kind of smell when it's cooked. Not my thing. Yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, I guess it just depends.
My mom actually had something like that happen when she was flying. She actually got pulled aside because she was cooking a ham. And because all the nitrates on it, they thought it was like a bomb thing, so they had to like give her extra screening.
Oh, is that what it is? Nitrates? Wow. Maybe it's nitrates that I'm thinking of. It is nitrate.
The same happens on like the smoked ham.
Yeah.
It's funny because my mom was making a ham for Christmas for my dad because he had to stay home, so she made that. It was really funny, but we learned our lesson not to at least wash good before we leave to cook ham. But we were in a rush anyway, so
yeah.
But yeah. Word to the wise, if you're going on a flight, take a shower after you cook a ham and then fly.
Anyway, since he's here, I just wanted to say personally, thank you, Bo, for doing these awesome patches. It's amazing like how much extra content, how much more collateral we get out of these old games that are like 30 years old, 25 to 30 years old.
Game.
Yeah, and I mean, like I hope you keep at it, keep finding awesome cool stuff in these games and sharing it with us. Yeah, so thank you very much. Appreciate it. I know we're definitely going to rock this at PRGE and let folks try it out. I think folks are going to really like that.
You should do this and the 4-player mode in high velocity mountain racing or whatever it is.
Oh, good call. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. Yeah. It's like almost we should have a station that's just like patches, like game patches, because we do usually have like a homebrew station. But now that there are so many neat game patches, it's awesome. I was thinking
if Dan wants to record one, I can edit it for him.
Yeah. And I know he did
if you want to do a short,
Bo, are you pretty much done tapping nights, like as much as you possibly could? I was just wondering, or if there's anything new coming for nights.
He just wants more nights.
I'm just curious if there's anything more hidden in that game, or if it's pretty much just been picked. All the meat has been picked off the bone.
Come on, pick one of my games. Go look into Police Knots. I want to see if there's any cool things in there.
What about Sakura Wars too?
Yeah, like, Sakura Wars.
There could be like a wealth of content.
I mean,
he did find like a cheat code or something in Sakura Wars.
I know he's been through.
I think it's like a movie viewer or something. I forget. I think it was asking like the translation team, like, "Hey, did you guys know about this?" So
more nights on the way, apparently.
Oh, there you
go. More nights
Dave.
on the way. Hey, cool.
More nights on the way.
Nice. The game that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Speaking of giving, a new skate game. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the updates, Analog.
Yeah, got the
get Sakura's on the way. DLC. There you go.
New Power World DLC. I actually need to play Power World. I heard it's really good.
Oh, Sakura Wars on the way too. Cool. Yeah. Well, the thing when he posted about this co-op mode, and it turns out that the co-op mode predates the versus mode. It just got me thinking, like, could there be the possibility that they might have been working on some kind of co-op mode for Knights as well? Who knows, like I used to be very skeptical about these things, but after Bo like has found all this stuff, now it's like, who knows? I'm not even counting anything out anymore.
It's like stuff you would see in rumors and magazines back in the day.
Exactly.
Like, oh, it was all true.
I'm still waiting on the Nude Raider code.
Yeah, you need to find that next.
Nude Raider, yeah, he needs to.
In the disc.
Or how about the Afterburner 3000 AD? Which was like the what was it, CVG or what, one of those magazines basically did like an April Fool's tease that you could actually fly the spaceship in the Saturn's BIOS,
Oh right,
yeah, and then it like fooled so many people who were actually pretty pretty pissed about it when they found out that you couldn't, because it was a kind of a believable joke, you know.
Cerulean asked, what about Knights and Sakura Awards? Bo said these found some secret cool stuff in those, or maybe came up with new patches for them. Either way, he's going to have cool stuff coming for us in this game
we'll
soon,
see.
So.
Cool.
Bo's found some secret stuff. Secret. He's got a secret.
And I don't know if he has like a tip hotline or something like that, but if you guys have if you guys know of some games that you think are hiding some extra, goodies, you should let Bo know, because I don't know, I think we gave him a few games to look at, that we thought there might be something hiding in there. Unfortunately, one of them was Independence Day. It advertises a link cable function in the manual, but I think he found that there wasn't anything there. It was almost like a pointer that went nowhere. Yeah, it was like a.
We should give Bo an email address to let Bo know, and then you can send him messages. Yeah.
He did find a bunch of cheat codes in Independence Day, though. We never wrote a story about it. I really wasn't sure that anybody would be super interested. Like, all the cheat codes kind of do different combinations of the same set of cheats.
Right.
It was kind of weird.
Right.
And we already knew a bunch of the passwords technically for that game anyway. But so should we move on to Peter's cool story here?
Definitely. So yeah, Peter loves to do these deep dives where he looks at some of the more obscure functions of the Saturn. As a fan who's just such a Saturn fan through and through over the years, it's like he's definitely scraped the barrel in terms of every last ounce of enjoyment he can get out of this console. And and I mean, I say that it's an honorable I say that in the best way. Peter just he's always looking to kind of get more mileage out of the system in terms of the hardware and the software. And he's really gone deep with the extended disc formats, the compact disc formats of the Saturn, including things like the standard, CDDA, digital audio, but then you've got CDG, compact disc with graphics, which can usually be found on things like karaoke discs or karaoke.
That was really cool. It was crazy seeing him put Let It Go, a frozen disc into the Saturn. It worked.
I can play this here and show you guys that this is what it looks like behind Dan's head here. No, you're good. You're good.
Let it go.
I'll put it up at the top there.
Disney's gonna send us a copyright strike.
No, I muted it. I muted it. But see, it it renders. So basically, the way that those CDs work is each track has a tiny little bit of. Peter says he's an edge case. I love that about you, Peter. I'm an edge case too, but more vicariously because Peter's actually got all of the hardware. Like the floppy disk drive article that he did was amazing. But yeah, the way that these discs are laid out so that each track also has a tiny little track of just bits of data that it's able to stream. And then save in memory before it plays the audio track, and then so whatever it's able to basically save in memory, it's able to render out. And even systems like the Commodore Amiga CD32, the Sega CD or Mega CD in Japan and Europe are able to do this. But yeah, this is one of the functionalities one of the capabilities of the Saturn. I don't know if the PlayStation could do this. Can anybody speak to that? I have a PlayStation. I've tried CDs on the PlayStation, but I've never tried CD plus G.
I've tried some CDs.
Right, CDs, right? But have you tried the CD?
CDs, not
CD plus G?
No.
So I'm actually not sure if the PlayStation could do this.
Actually, I don't know if it does or not.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it might be able. It wouldn't make sense if it can. But let me check. If anybody knows how to get a CDG easily, I could throw it to my PlayStation 1.
There's also CDEG or extended graphics, which is it's an extension of the format where it gives you 256 colors, and it's just better graphics basically. And what they're able to do with this is kind of cool. Peter demonstrates what is this classic art here. Look, you can kind of see it rendered in. It's very slow. It kind of renders in really slow because again, it's using kind of like extra resources outside of just like the CD.
Right.
And but it's cool. You can have like the Saturn BIOS assets just kind of like streamed on top of this like classic art.
I can't hear the music, but I imagine that song "do do 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 do" is playing while the art is showing. Exactly. Yeah, I guarantee you that's probably
Masterpiece Theater.
Yeah.
You got another one here. This is actually really cool. Dungeon Master Nexus. This was like a demonstration disc showing a mix of CDG and EG tracks using Dungeon Master Nexus as kind of like it says welcome to the dungeon. And then it renders out, watch, I'm kind of scrubbing ahead in the video.
It looks like a Flash video.
Yeah, it renders out like the enemies in the dungeon. Kind of, yeah, like a Flash graphic, almost like a promotional thing, but it's really, really cool.
I have an answer on the PlayStation issue. The PlayStation is incapable of doing CD plus G.
So there you go. It's another thing that the Saturn can do that the PlayStation can't do. PlayStation don't.
Saturn does what PlayStation don't.
Yeah,
the
but
Mega CD as you take into it, the 3DO can even do it.
3DO can do it. Yeah,
that's kind of cringe, bro.
The Atari Jaguar CD.
Wow.
Not the PlayStation. Sorry.
Now,
sucks.
So arguably Sony went, yeah, well, this is not you guys are all nerds and this is not a format people actually care about, right? But I mean, I would say that, if you're in Japan, another reason why Saturn was so successful, you could say that this maybe contributed to that because folks could have a really budget karaoke system,
right.
Because you get some karaoke discs and pop
they
them
love
in.
them some karaoke in Japan.
They love them some karaoke in Japan, yeah. So I mean,
they build an entire Saturn that plays karaoke, for God's sakes.
Right.
I mean, so the fact that Saturn really was like a multimedia system when you consider. And Peter goes on to talk about that too. He talks about photo CD. It could even play Kodak photo CDs.
Nice.
It could. You have a electronic book operator, special disc.
About that a little bit.
And that was like a Sony format, the EBXA format. I believe it was EBX and then EBXA, electronic book. It could do Kodak photo CDs, which not all machines could do Kodak formatting photo CDs, but Saturn could. Sometimes you would need like
once again does what Sony don't.
You also had the VCD card, like that most people know about the MPEG card, but I mean like when you just think about like all the different things that you could do with your Saturn, it really does kind of like make that case for the Saturn being kind of like a proprietary 32-bit computer, because it's got a word processor, it's got a printer, you could read ebooks. I mean, granted, a lot of this stuff was just like really early for prime time. Peter even mentions that the ebook reading experience is not great, and of course it's not portable, like an ebook reader. But the fact that folks could do it, and they were doing it back then,
if you had the Saturn Navi, you could do it.
True,
portable book experience.
That's portable in your car on the tiny little LCD.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, seriously. Interesting here is. Now that's an interesting combination. I don't know if this I don't know if this photo that I'm looking at a photo of a CDI, a Philips CDI. It's a video CD, but the CDI used a special format of video called CD video, and I believe it was like CDI formatted. But I could be wrong. I thought VCD was like a different format. In and of itself.
The thing with that though, with that CDI disc is, especially if you play the Star Trek one, you have to put it in
Saturn
there with the Saturn,
these.
and when you turn on, you have to say "kapla"
okay.
while you do it.
Well,
that's a
Peter says the Saturn can play these. So because I know the CDI console, the Philips CDI, it used its own kind of like proprietary video discs, and it did have its own video format called compact disc interactive. And but it's cool that the Saturn can play these. So I guess the Saturn can just play any kind of video CD. That's cool. That's like MPEG-1 basically. Anytime Peter posts stuff like this,
I like a CDI 1,000 quotes console. Thank you, Albert.
Right? Yeah.
The only place the only thing that belongs on a CDI is a hammer hitting it repeatedly. I mean, they did actually put out like a game console controller, though it's kind of it's kind of rare compared to like the, but yeah. So anyway, thanks Peter for giving us another cool like deep dive into really formats. Cool, my overview of this doesn't do it justice, so please, if you are interested in this kind of stuff and you love geeking out over like rare tech like this, go ahead and give Peter's article a read. It's really good, and I look forward to these anytime he does deep dives into the Saturn's hardware, and it's always nice to pat ourselves on the shoulder and say, there's another win for Saturn, over PlayStation, or N64 for that matter, because it turns out that the N64 can actually do really good H.264 playback according to Trekkies, but that's all homebrew. Back in the day, you didn't really have any commercial way of playing video or doing any of this kind of stuff. So
it's also nice to have like just a compendium type of a story on the Western, without getting into the weeds of technical stuff. I mean, but like this great but thorough overview of just the multimedia capabilities of the Saturn, and people can just refer to that and learn all about it. So that's cool. Thanks, Peter.
Yeah. There is another. Go ahead.
I was saying, Dan, fun fact, when you said about the PS4 can't play CDs, that actually did happen to me where I
oh really?
In the chat. Where I actually wanted to play I had the pillows from Fooly Cooley. I had like their CD and my friend got it. It's like, yeah, let's rock out, do some house chores and put that on. Put it in, cannot play this disc. What system was able to play it?
Your Saturn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
Baby. And you get the nice visualization with the balls, the orbs that like.
Yeah. I definitely visualized balls thinking of that game.
Yeah. Or the spaceship, The cool thing with the Saturn too, and I don't know if Peter's ever written. I don't know if Peter's ever written about this. No, actually, he does. He does talk about the digital audio capabilities and the pitch adjustment. So like, because the Saturn has that DSP, it's able to do a bunch of cool stuff with the audio, like remove vocals. It's able to add like reverb. It's able to do speed up and slow down. It's able to do all this cool stuff with the audio that you really couldn't do with the PlayStation. PlayStation would like play back CDs, but that was about it. Same thing with 3DO.
I want to make an audiophile Saturn now.
Yeah. So it's really cool that the Saturn can do all this stuff, and a lot of folks, it's a feature that most folks will overlook and never really put it through its paces, but not Peter. He's got it on lock here. So check out this article. It's awesome. I was gonna say real quick. I was gonna say, because the Saturn also has an amazing sound chip, Yamaha sound chip. I've wondered. I don't have a disc to be able to test it. If the Saturn might be able to play compact disc MIDI, which is like a format where I know the Amiga CD32 could play those, and basically it's like a compact disc with MIDI files on it. If anybody happens to have one and can pop it in a Saturn and see if it'll play, let me know what you find out. It's not advertised. It's not advertised though, so it's not like I expect it to. But it would be interesting if it just like worked on an off chance, So because it was a kind of a contemporary. It was one of those like contemporary extended formats that kind of just got swept under the rug because not a lot of people used it. Anyway. Madou Monogatari. You want to do this one, Dan?
Monogatari, man.
Sure. Continuing
Monogatari, man.
Another article that Peter wrote up for the website, and he also puts on our SHIRO Facebook group as well. He wrote about Madou Monogatari, the hashtag Best of Saturn. This was an RPG. It's like played from an isometric point of view. It's a 2D RPG that came out in the middle of 1998, Japan only, of course. And I don't want to say that it's based on Puyo Puyo, because actually Puyo Puyo is based on Madou Monogatari.
All right.
The Madou Monogatari series came first. It was originally made for, I think, it was a Japanese PC. I want to say the MSX, but I could be wrong. In like 1990 or something, and then like a few months later, half a year later, they made a puzzle spin-off using the characters from that game, and they called it Puyo Puyo, which ended up being a little more well-known and successful to this day. But yeah, the Madou Monogatari RPG series also existed, and they made one of those games for the Saturn. So Peter wrote about it a little bit. He said that it has gorgeously hand-drawn visuals that astound whether you're in town, in the overworld, in dungeons, and especially in combat. Turn-based battles are presented from a side perspective with great colors and special effects. So yeah, Compile made this, and because they did own they made the IP originally.
Yeah, I like how the one dude is the one dude looks like Saint Seiya in that battle image.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cool little graphic of that guy. Now, of course, it's all in Japanese, so you're gonna have to hold your phone up to the screen with Google Translate app to try to figure out what's going on.
Right.
Or learn Japanese, that too. That's also an option.
Too hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and I guess he puts that Madou Monogatari translates to Sorcery Saga. I guess that would be one translation of it. I thought Monogatari meant like story.
Story.
So I guess
or saga. Yeah.
I guess saga would be like a flourishy way to translate that.
Right.
But,
it's like another word for epic saga.
I think Madou could also be translated to magic, so it's like magic story or Sorcery Saga or whatever. So yeah. So Peter says this is a hidden gem. So I certainly have not played it, but it does look cool. And I think the Puyo Puyo, or really Madou Monogatari characters all look cute. So
I have to be honest with you, I'm kind of blindsided by this. Like once again, I can't believe that there's another game. Like when he talked about a few months ago, Tilk, which was another one that was just like gorgeous graphics, and again, like the title is something really long-winded and totally Japanese that I completely overlooked. It was amazing, and now here's another one that I've completely overlooked. The graphics look amazing, and this definitely looks like a good candidate for a translation. So
sure, it'd be a ton of work.
I have to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I mean, but
what's up, Pat?
So Wiener Bob, thank you for the $5.
Yes, thank you.
I can't believe it's not budget or buttery.
Quite okay. So that's a trick question.
It is a trick question.
I'm going to say I can't believe it's not butter is buttery, because you can't believe it's not butter because it is so buttery.
I would say the opposite. I would say it's budget because it's not buttery because it's margarine.
I think it's both. I think the answer is both. It's both budget and buttery.
You got to pick one though. You can't.
But
just
it's
be on
like
the fence.
it's budget, but it's like literally butter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with buttery. That's my answer.
I just think he's trying to catch us out with a trick question there.
Totally is.
Honestly, the correct answer for butter though is Kerrygold butter. That's the only butter for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, just to wrap up Madou Monogatari, which is a tongue twister, not gonna lie. Even though it's just kind of given that basic title, I don't think that it's a remake of the first game. They did do some remakes of this series. Like I think they did remakes on the Game Gear. They did a bunch of remakes on the Game Gear in Japan. But I think this is an all new game. I was like looking at Wikipedia a little bit when I was putting Peter's story on the website. I was like, so what's up with this game? I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it looked like it's the original game that they made for the Saturn. And I don't think they've ever ported this particular game to anything else. So this is a Saturn exclusive. It is #Best of Saturn.
And Peter says, despite being menu heavy, it isn't too difficult to make your way through it. So he says, do it. You won't be disappointed.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will. I don't even, I'm ashamed to say I don't even know if I have a copy of this on my satiator. And now it's one more that I need to like
Getting you a
download.
bigger SD card.
Yeah, I need to download it after this show so I don't forget, and stick it on there and try to. It's one more to add to my backlog, but that's pretty rad. Go. I mean, like, you know, now I feel like a broken record saying that I'm always finding out about new Saturn games that I've not really heard of, or maybe I had heard of it and just kind of overlooked it because of the unrelated to Nanatsu Kaze no exactly. Nanatsu Kaze no Shima Monogatari is one that I am familiar with. I have a copy of it actually, but yeah, no, this one's awesome. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Yes.
Lost Days 0 just announced new homebrew. Who takes this?
Yeah, I wrote it. Oh, you want to talk about it? Go ahead.
You want to talk? Yeah. So this was a new one by Sansagolo. This one came out as a surprise. You just announced it. What was it today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
It was announced as during like a live stream on YouTube. It was a Homebrew Games Summer Showcase.
That's
and
cool.
This was one that was showcased.
Nice. Games
Whoa, okay.
Showed off there.
I mean to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Homebrew Games Summer Showcase. I gotcha.
That's really cool. Yeah. Then this was this is created by community member Sansagolo, who's known for several games that, especially text-based adventures in the past. They're Red Moon's Lost Days, Case of City Baltucabia, and then Lighthouse or San Bento di Oste in 2020. Mm-hmm. So he's very known for these awesome visual novels, and actually he's the first really one to actually release a physical homebrew game for the Saturn. That came
the
out,
Retro Room, right?
A year ago. Retro Room, it came out with.
What I'm loving is this right here, this over top kind of RPG element. There was some of that with Red Moon Lost Days, but it looks like they've kind of fleshed out that idea as well and kind of done more with it.
Yeah, I hope so. It looks good.
Reminds me of that one. The one was at the something savers.
Omakase savers. Yeah, it does look like that.
Mm-hmm. Kind of that vibe. I recognize some of the assets here from previous games, but maybe that's intentional. Like the jacket here belongs to a character from Red Moon Lost Days. I don't know if they're just reusing that or if that plays into the story. Because it's related, right? It's related to.
Yes, this is a prequel to Red Moon Lost Days. It happened 2 years prior. I actually did ask Sansagolo in our Discord, like, okay, so does this character, the main character of this game is named Io, is she related to the main character of Red Moon Lost Days? And he said no, because she was like she's like a spy, and she was on a mission at the time that Red Moon takes place. So he's got it all planned out. It's all connected.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. It's cool. And it's interesting here. She's got nothing on her face, and then she ends up with like this tattoo marking. Kind of reminds me of like Fred from Lunacy. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see what the story is there. But yeah, that's cool.
Same.
So
he didn't give any timetable I think on when it's gonna be coming out or anything. But he just announced it, so looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. It looks pretty sick. I like his other games, so I'm excited to play this one.
Yeah, like with each release, I'm sure that so much is learned, and he's building upon everything that they've done previously, so they're able to kind of, each one is going to be kind of like a refinement of what came before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, he did say as much in the Sega Extreme Discord yesterday. He said, I like telling stories in games, and I know that in my next game, I carry all the development experience of the previous one, so I can focus on telling a more interesting story, making the game better, artistically and musically. So, good luck to Sansagolo. Hoping to see it come together and be an awesome game.
We need to like contract him. Or commission him to make like a SHIRO graphic, SHIRO game with characters and stories.
He uses Joe Engine, and his visual novel engine essentially is included as the visual novel example in Joe Engine. So you can essentially just take that and start making art assets and putting it together. We could make our own.
I quit SHIRO Show. I know what I'm doing now.
I'm making a Daddy Dan dating sim.
No,
Daddy
make it
Dan
Daddy
dating
Dan
sim.
dating sim.
Daddy Dan dating sim.
Too far.
That's
too
it.
weird.
Make it with Dan.
That's it. Yeah. So we got that's all we got for today, news wise, right? Unless you guys had any other
about it
thoughts
for me.
about these.
I have a suggestion for the SHIRO visual novel, actually. So the SHIRO
What's
boys have
that?
to get to this year's PRGE, but they missed their flights. They've got to go on
I
a
love
road
it.
trip
Yes.
to make it there, and
Yeah.
they go and hijinks ensue on the way.
I think that'd be great. Yeah, like there was this game. God, what was it? Back in the early 2000s, that was called like emo game or something like that, and it took all these like headline singers or guitar players from like different bands and put them together in kind of like the same kind of thing, like road trip hijinks kind of thing, and and it was all done in like Flash or something like that, which of course is like a dead
Very dead at this point.
Very, very dead at this point. But I mean, it would be cool to like do something for SHIRO, and have it be like Saturn related. Have it be a very meta kind of game, It'd be funny.
God. We gave Albert an idea. Now I'm worried that he's gonna have my special movie called Momento Patricio.
Yeah.
I do like a special move when I get super angry, and that's
Or what if
gonna
it
be
was
the
like
Patrick moment.
what if it was like a homebrew game about the homebrew competition, but the SHIROs, like they didn't have or I don't know, maybe it could be like a nightmare or something like that, but it would be interesting, it'd be funny to see like how meta they could make it, I don't know. Segata, Dave, and the Saturn friends. That might be going a little too far.
Oh man.
That might be going a little too far. Segata, Dave. Just reading the comments here. What's up, Scotty Mo?
SHIRO edition. Oh God.
Choeki SHIRO edition.
I'll start scanning my body for that.
I mean, all we have to do, we already have your face, so just plaster that on the bodies that are already in the game, right?
A hot dude, yeah.
Well, that wouldn't be accurate though. That's not canon to the true Pat bod.
No, they're pretty. Choenki bodies are pretty much my body.
Oh, are they? Okay, well, never mind then.
That's
Great.
what I look like underneath the shirt.
Okay, I believe you.
You can ask Dan about that. He saw me shirtless. He knows.
I don't think I have.
I said Dave.
Oh, Dave. I thought you said Dan. Sorry.
No.
So I'm excited.
Dating sim, though.
I'm really excited about Nick's video. It's coming soon. I don't think that's privileged information. He's getting close. He's very close. So
I think he's done, isn't he? He's
done with the video. He's done with the video. He's just working. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think he's like mastering the audio. He's working out, like you said, any last little corrections or things that need to be done, and then it'll go up to patrons and what do you Ko-Fi supporters? Yeah, and then go to the public a little later. But it's going to be amazing.
We watched it.
He said that
I can't believe he dies halfway through the series.
No, Pat's just trolling you. But
he dies halfway through the video.
Okay, but he did say, remarkably enough, it is longer than the Virtual Cop video, which is kind of hard to believe. But,
oh God!
Yeah,
especially because Virtual Cop is his favorite game, and yet he still went even longer on Sega Rally. That's wild. It's gonna be great.
I'm almost not surprised because there is a ton. There is a ton of narrative in with Sega Rally that I don't think people realize. Like, if you get deep into what inspired it, which was like the the late 80s Group B rally, and then like the early 90s, the switch to like Group A rally in the 90s, and the Delta being like the reigning king, and then the Toyota coming in with the Celica and it kind of taking over, and you had there's a lot of drama and a lot of narrative there, and he kind of brings that into the picture, and I love that. So he said that while the Virtua Cop mini doc was heavier on interviews and content like that, this is heavier on like story and narrative, so it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah,
me too.
Anything else?
So look out for that. I don't think so. I think that's it.
We're gonna try to film a commentary on that. I guess spoilers. So I'm actually working on the Virtual Cop one done. I'm working on that right now, so I'm hoping to get that up for patrons to watch. So that'd be kind of fun.
Analog says Lancia is returning to Rally with the Ypsilon. Hopefully they return to the World Rally Championship one day. That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, Lancia has like this incredible heritage, but a lot of the stuff that they've made outside of I recently has not been great, but we'll see. Like I would love to own a Delta, but those things are more expensive than like a real like a brand new car.
Sorry, kids. I know you want
I
to
could
go
probably
to
buy a
college,
GTR before I could afford a Delta.
Yeah. Sorry, kids. I know you want to go to college, but Daddy need to get his sports fix on, his car fix.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one day, maybe when they're in college.
I still want an R32 really badly.
Yeah, but I mean, and I guess those aren't that bad to like work on. Like I always secretly wanted like a rotary, but being realistic, I wouldn't want to be in the garage working on it all the time. Yeah, it would be a nightmare to work on. It'd be fun, like when it's working.
A garage car.
Yeah, it would definitely be a garage car. My brother-in-law is like super into like the Datsun Zs, and those are garage cars as well. Even though he if you've ever watched Wangan Midnight, with the 240Z, yeah, he had one that like looked exactly like that. That and
240Zs are good.
That and CRXs, like the old Honda CRX, those are solid. They're very easy to work on and a lot of fun to drive.
Nice too.
Prelude, yeah, the 92, 93 Preludes, those are fun.
The one I really want though is the S2000.
Oh yeah, nice. Dan, are you into cars at all?
Not this much.
Not this much. Okay.
But I'm really enjoying our episode of Car Talk here.
Car Talk with Click and Clack.
We're gonna have Leno on next episode.
We're gonna have Leno, yeah. We'll have the donut crew.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
Should we read patrons?
Yeah, we totally. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see here. Get on over to our patrons.
Up and down headlights.
Thank you
I actually do
to
like Donut Media.
A Murder of Crows, Blue Moon 95, Casual Seth, Cerulean, Chris Piper, Chris 1997 XX, Daniel Fredrickson, David Zaney, Derek Pasquarella, A-Team, Emerald Nova, Fat Drunk Friend Otaku, Gem Clasher Rank, Ian Kegg, Jay Hersey, Johannes Fetz, Lion Wing Publishing, Memphis, Normal Guy, Newt Rageous, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinked, Sega Steve, Stone Man, The Sega Guys, Wafflekins, and Jung Money Swee.
Jung Rhythm
Thank
Swee.
you, everybody.
Jung Rhythm Swee. We appreciate all you guys. Thanks so much for helping us get, go to do things like PRGE and, run the website and whatnot. Dave, what did Shadow Mask say? Dave, did you check out the Cinepack encoded stream from last week? Yes, I did actually. I watched it on the VOD, and I was very confused at first when it started up, and then it
heard his voice,
and then it went again, and I was just like, wait, what? Did Pat upload the wrong episode? And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. That's clever. And actually, I really think that it was awesome how you rigged up the border looking like a PVM or a BVM. That was really cool. So, Shadow Mask, you gonna do the same thing to this one?
Yeah, keep turning these episodes into Cinepack streaming experiences for the Saturn. Oh, did he?
Oh, you're here. Okay. You're just literally frozen.
Oh, Shaman said he'll do this one too for sure. Awesome.
All right,
y'all can keep looking out for the latest SHIRO show in Cinepack format and play it on your Saturn for kicks.
Mm-hmm.
What was
great. Unfortunately, there was actually some discussion real quick. There's some discussion on Discord, I think, about whether it'd be feasible to actually stream the SHIRO show, like rig up some kind of, I guess, basic YouTube app or something that could stream the SHIRO show through a Netlink modem. And
oh my god!
That literally you have to have it like 1 kilobit of.
It would have, yeah.
We'd be the blurriest people in the world.
Oh my god!
We'd have no resolution, and it would be like 2 frames a second. I don't even know.
That'd be crazy.
Fit audio.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. You could do what you could.
Settle for just
we
playing the Cinepack video afterward.
I'll tell you what we could do though. We could pre-record a show, right? We could pre-record the show. Put it on the Saturn, then start the stream. Do like a one of those like live premiere things, you know, and so we're all in the comments, and then we're streaming it from the Saturn. We boot up the Saturn, you get the boot logo, and it goes into the show, and then we could just be chatting on the keyboard with everybody.
So we're just broadcasting a Cinepack encoded video.
We could be
broadcasting.
Yeah. So I mean, you could do that.
That'd be fun.
Or we could put it up like Mystery Science Theater mode, where we're basically lampooning ourselves, commenting on ourselves, commenting on the show.
It's like, dang, Patrick sucks yet again.
Man, that was a lewd comment you made there, Pat.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, that's gonna be the first of 12.
Yeah. I could darken like all of our images so that like with Pat here. Let's see here. Wait, darn it, it's not working.
He made me more white.
I gotta make Pat like super dark. Nope, that's not working.
Yeah, hey,
it did work. There you go. Hey, there you
go. And then I got shot, and then I made sure that they didn't see who it was, and then like the
nice.
the CNN things, and there was a nightlight, and what was it called? Something.
Like you're trying to remain anonymous. You're trying to remain anonymous.
Oh.
Akuma Pat.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Shadow Pat. Am I like the evil Pat? Shadow Pat?
Need a voice modulator? I mean, you could just use my Robo Dave. Like all I have to do is punch my my audio thing, and it'll just go into Robo mode.
There you go.
This is too dark. Anyway, okay, yeah. So when we don't have enough news to talk about, we just end up shooting from the hip. I
mean, that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it, I guess.
Theater, baby.
I think we had a good
we had a good show.
Week of stuff to talk about. There's always Saturn news every week. Every week it's like, I wonder what we're gonna be writing about and talking about this coming week, because it's never assured that anything's gonna happen, and sure enough, something always happens.
Right,
Multiple things.
It does.
Yeah.
The Saturn community is amazing.
Rant about things.
Yeah, that too.
That's true.
See, we always have fun.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and
thanks for watching
on the podcast.
Thank you.
And until next time, Saturn Dave
and Danthrax,
Trainoko, or Patrick,
reminding you that you must play Sega Saturn, and we'll catch you on the flip side, on the Saturn side.
Bye.
SEGA Saturn シロ